It's not often on this channel I review a CNC made wrestling belt. If you're new and don't understand what CNC means, it basically means a machine made the plates and did all the cutting. A normal SD zinc belt is typically made in an acid bathtub and washed out. Typically belts will be made with a mixture of metals or pure zinc. This one is CNC by Muhammad Arham, who runs a Facebook page called Hamyar Championship Belts. He reached out to me a few months ago and asked if it would be okay if he sent me a CNC Big Green to review, and I said yes, for many reasons. One, to see his work up close and how good he really makes the Big Green belt. Two, I want to compare CNC plates versus SD zinc plates. If you're a follower of the channel, I own a Big Green already by Fight Nite belts, and even though the belt was before my era, I can still appreciate the legacy of the title. So even if the belt isn't your cup of tea, maybe it'll show you the plate differences and quality so you can educate yourself if you aren't familiar with CNC work. This is the Big Green belt by Hamyar Championship Belts. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Stephen Hammer and welcome back to a brand new video. And here is your Muhammad Arham of Hamyar Championship Belts Big Green heavyweight title. This is a fantastic championship belt. It really is. Everything about it, in my opinion, is dang near perfect. Other than just being just a very heavy belt to hold. I would not hang this on my wall. I would make sure this is on a bookshelf or on a very sturdy shelf, because this thing it's heavy, okay? And that's not an exaggeration. That's the God's honest truth. With 11 plates on this belt, it's very heavy. Opening up the Big Green belt, you see this beautiful shade of green. It's definitely a really solid color green. It's not too dark, it's not too light. It is just green, and it looks really well made. You can see here at the end, the ends of the leather are squared off like most other belts. You have your really wide base of snaps that go way across. You have the list of the names of the former champions that held this belt. Not exactly this belt, but like other WWF champions that came before Superstar Billy Graham, Bob Backlund, all those guys. The entire belt is CNC made, which means a machine basically cut out the plates and did all the work for them, basically. A CNC basically kind of makes almost a perfect replica, almost, because you know how when we get replicas, the replicas look almost perfect, right, as far as quality-wise. Some CNC belts almost look too perfect, and if that makes sense. Some CNC belts almost just look too clean, too perfect. This is one of those belts. Like a CNC version of this belt looks like you want to get this belt, you want to put it on your bookshelf and never touch it because it looks so good. You don't want to damage it. And I definitely want to commend Muhammad Arham of Hamyar Belts for making a solid product, because this is fantastic. This belt does cost $600 if you're wanting this exact version. This is not mine. I did not buy this belt. This was sent to me by Muhammad Arham just to look at it, make a video, and compare to other versions out there. So I think for $600, it is a lot of money, especially in this world today. But if you're wanting a quality Big Green, and this is one of your favorite belts of all time, I would definitely put this up there as one that you should get. This is what the leather looks like. On this belt, it does just have plain black backing on the back. And this is what it would look like in your hands if you were posing in front of a mirror or taking some selfies for some belt groups and you wanted to take a picture. Boom, you'd hold it like that, or however you want to hold it, but the leather does fold up really well in the back of the belt. Like I said, this is a fantastic made replica. So big props to Muhammad Arham for this belt. Now let's put this belt on the table and give you guys a close-up look at this CNC Big Green. One thing right off the bat is this beautiful, I'm not sure what you would call this, like a leaf border, man, that to me that just looks so good. Looks fantastic. And like I said, the plates are, like I said, they're pretty chunky plates. Look at that. Nice border going around the main plates. Nice clean CNC work. World Wrestling Federation heavyweight champion. Got your 3D guy in the middle, which I think he's holding up a wrestling belt right here. I could be wrong. Nice little torches off to the side. Everything is nice and clean. Stones fit in the holders perfectly, it looks like. Everything is in place the way it should be. Okay, and here's a comparison of the CNC Muhammad Arham versus the Zinc, standard Zinc Fight Nite belts. First things first, let's talk about the shade of the green. This one is like a little bit darker. This one is also shinier, it looks like, compared to the Muhammad Arham. Definitely a darker green. Arham has this like little beveled edge going across the edges of the leather, where Fight Nite does not. Arham's leather is definitely a lot smoother. This one is more rougher by Fight Nite. The edges are definitely rougher compared to Arham's. Yeah, his are a lot smoother when it comes to the belt in general. Like I said, this one, standard Zinc, this one is $375, I believe, is what Fight Nite charges for this belt. And a CNC version will cost about $600. So let's compare some of the names. Nice and clean for CNC. If you look at standard Zinc, there's a little bit of a wave. Like, you can still read it, but you can tell it's just not as crisp as some of those other names. And it looks like the side plates are in different order. So this one says Iron Sheik, and that one starts off with Nature Boy Buddy Rogers. Then that one says Bruno and Ivan Koloff. This one says Ivan Koloff and Pedro. Now, I don't know the exact order. It looks like this one is the way it should be, starting at 1963 and kind of working its way up to 1984 when Hogan last held the belt. So this one is definitely not in order. So just keep that in mind. Again, 3D little wrestler on the CNC, 3D wrestler on the standard Zinc belt. Torches on the Zinc, torches on the CNC. And like I mentioned earlier, the gems are in like perfect placement on the CNC, whereas the one that I have for Fight Nite, you can tell some of the gems need to be a bigger size to fit in the holes perfectly. They don't fit exact, so some of these you can either replace them, order them online, measure the stones, and just get new ones. But again, I do want to compare it compared to the CNC versus the standard Zinc. So again, both of them plain black backing, as I mentioned earlier, just plain black backing. The shade of green is just slightly different, not a huge difference, but this one is more brighter compared to this one. It's just a shade darker. When it comes to nitpicking the two belts, you know, earlier I said this belt is dang near perfect, and one of the things that I would change is this bottom banner right here. All of the words are all together, okay? So you have heavyweight champion. Everything runs together. I think there should be a spacing between heavyweight and champion, much like over here. You have heavyweight and champion. Now, I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and look at some photos, but I believe the Fight Nite one kind of has this right as far as this goes, where this is spaced out. Heavy space weight, space, and then champion. I believe it's like this one. But on Arham's, it's all one big word. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you like this video, give it a like. Subscribe if you are new. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.